In some ways, it's harder to become an LUPD police officer because we only take certified police officers with police experience.
Prior to applying to Lewis University, I worked as a sheriff's deputy with the Kendall County Sheriff's Office in Illinois, as well as the Harris County Sheriff's Office in Texas. So I actually attended 2 police academies, one in Illinois and one in Texas, and I'm certified in both Texas and here in Illinois as well.
Once we screen an applicant to make sure they have the appropriate certification, education, and experience, we invite them to campus not only to meet LUPD bosses and LUPD staff, but some of our close collaborators such as Residence Life, Prevention, Human Resources, and the Dean's Office.
The interview was not a normal interview process. It was not a normal police interview. They really wanted to know how I plan to connect with and help the students. I met with people from other departments who work closely with the police, and it was important for me to know that I would actually connect with the team and find meaning in my work. And after the interviews, I knew at the end of it that this would be a perfect fit for me.
Once a candidate successfully completes the interview process, they fill out an extensive background questionnaire, which then is returned to me. I will check the person's previous employments, as well as contacting references to determine the competency and the character of the individual that is applying for a position here.
We also make a formal inquiry with the Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board to confirm the candidate's certification status and to check for any disciplinary issues held in the database.
As Sergeant Fish was working on my background, I was sent to be fingerprinted. My fingerprints were checked against local and national criminal records and intelligence files.
So once the candidate's extensive background investigation is complete and we get the fingerprints back and they're cleared, we then send the candidate for a day-long battery of psychological and cognitive testing.
The psychological evaluation was very thorough. It started off with a train ride to downtown Chicago, where I had to meet with a psychologist and take a very, very, very long test. In addition to taking the test, there were multiple tests that day. You have to take 3 tests. The first one was like 400 questions. The second one is like 300 questions. And basically what they're doing is they're vetting your personality. They're making sure that before they bring you into their organization that you are who you claim to be. They will ask you the same question on this test like multiple times just to make sure that they are vetting you against who you are describing yourself as. After that, I actually had a sit down with the psychologist, and they ask you different behavioral questions, scenario-based questions, just to determine how you would respond in a certain situation.
After the candidate completes the psychological evaluation, I'll have a phone conversation with the psychologist where we talk about the results of the assessment. And as part of that, we discuss not just whether or not the candidate would be a good police officer, but whether or not the candidate would be successful working with college students on a college campus. After that, I'll get an extensive written report from the psychologist on the test results.
After I passed the psychological evaluation, I was sent for a thorough medical exam. They checked my vision, they checked my hearing. The doctor did a thorough blood work panel, a full CBC panel. They even put me on a treadmill for a stress test, and then there was also a drug screening as well.
Once a candidate is cleared medically wise, they come and see me for issuance of uniforms in my role as a quartermaster. We issue everything to our police officers here, including uniforms, duty belts, duty gear, and tasers.
So I did have to provide my own firearm and holster.
They do have to provide their own duty weapon and holster.
Putting on the Lewis University Police Department uniform for the first time just brought everything together for me. Just being able to put on the blue and the red and, put my badge on and put my holster on and just having everything come together, that was just like a real pivotal moment for me. I was very proud to put on the red and blue.
I stand ready to give my utmost to protect the rights, property, and lives of our community.
Congratulations.
Thank you.